Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to yet another session of Women of Code Summit 2022. In this session, we will be hosting Kartikey Rawat, the OpenCo community's founder. Machine learning and open source are two of his passions. He is a GSoC student at the TensorFlow organization, Women of working on the TFJS project. He has also served as a co-organizer for the TFUG Chandigarh, the Kotlin user group Durg, and the Mozilla Durg. Organization at he is an organizer at Raipur's Azure Developer Community. Mentoring opportunities exist in a variety of communities, including DevScript, Bash Women Community, SWOC, and others. He is a Google Cloud Ready facilitator as well. He is also an Angel Hack ambassador and a Microsoft Learn student ambassador. So let's welcome Kartikeya.
Hey everyone, and thanks Arachita for introducing me. That's great introduction by from me for a long time. So thanks for that. And maybe we can start off. I think so. My PPT is there. Cool. So yeah, let's get started. And thanks folks for joining. And yeah, I'm covering more on the open source side, but in community side, I will give you some tips, kind of thing, how you can do work with the communities. So small talk about myself. You can say I'm a founder of my own community, that is OpenCo community. I'm also a GitHub campus expert. Like I just selected recently in last cohort, I guess, and GSoC student, blah 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 blah, kind of. So we didn't go in a deep dive of that thing. So main thing, let's get into the deep main thing. Cool. So I will talk about mainly about open source and its related programs, and how from these program you can get an opportunity. And again, open source is not about these program, it's more than that, but I'm just giving you some about of insights about from these open source program, how you can use it well and improve in terms of open source. Cool. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm just demystifying open source in a maybe better way, I guess. So basically, open source is a type of licensing agreement, and it is when, in a sense, I am calling open source in a very general and is more focused on if any project or any product is there, and the code base is available to everyone, that is public, that is actually an open source. It's not like that, because many people think if open source project is, or maybe open source product is that product specifically which is basically free of cost. No, it's not like that. When I see many of the proprietary softwares which is free of cost, but they are not open source in terms of code. So any project which is even though paid also, but if it is open to everyone, that's the open source project. And when we say, because open source provide a code implementation of the same problem statement in different languages and multiple ways. In terms of different language, I mean say coding language, it can be C++, Java, and number of language that is present over here. So it lets the people learn new and easier techniques, collaborate with experts and mentor. And collaboration is really you can say a foundation part of any open source project, because without collaboration with maybe with your friends or colleagues or with your expert or mentors of that project, and implement the task and enhance the project, that's the main focus of open source, you can say. Cool. Now getting started with the open source, how you can get started. So it's like a tips, you can say, how you can get into it. So first and foremost, you must to choose a programming language of your choice, or maybe a technical stack or tech stack. It can be maybe if you want to get into Django as a Django developer. So as you know, Django is pretty much great in open source, and the community of Django is pretty much good. And I'm just taking my example, like as I'm a part of TFJS community, that is TensorFlow.js community. I'm also a working group member at tf.js. So more on it, I'm not going into deep dive, but at the end of the day, you have to choose a one tech stack. Just like I choose machine learning and JavaScript is my forte, you can say. So I choose that. And on the another thing, after you selecting any programming language or any tech stack, then search for the project that interests you. Now mean to say, like I'm just taking an example again. Suppose you are Next.js developer. So is it not required that you have to be a Next.js community? Yeah, you can be, again, you have to be a part of Next.js, because what are the issues and bugs are creating on that end. But on the second point, it's not necessary. It can be possible Next.js implementing some other big project. It can be possible maybe if I'm taking an example in CNCF, suppose. So there are n number of projects, a lot of big projects there. So it can be possible maybe Next.js using there. So what can you do? Maybe it can be possible a project is opened by CNCF. Or those who didn't know what is CNCF, its full form is Cloud Native Foundation, and it is basically supports the cloud native open source environment, you can say. Cool. So after selected, you got the that there is a bug and issue, you set it. So what you will do first, you have to set up the whole project into your system, into your local system. So what you can do, clone the project that we say in GitHub, it's fork the whole project. Second is set it up, find the bug and purpose of enhancement, that is issue. You can go to the issue tab and enhance that stuff, working with your team members, or the you can say the moderator of those projects, and start contributing. So open source contributing doesn't mean contributing to well-known communities only. So it's not like you can say, I see many of people, those who know, if we are contributing to very small project, that is can't be in open source contribution. So that's totally wrong. Even though you're contributing to a very small project, that's also a part of contribution. Even you are working with documentation kind of stuff, even though you are just removing one comma. So like again, at the end of the day, the open source wants you to show quality contribution. It's not like that just changing the name or just adding your name is a quality contribution. Yeah, you can start with it, but it's not a, when we say quality, when we say in terms of quality contributions, the focus is around here is how your PR, that is pull request, is good or adding any value to the project. That's the main thing around it. Cool. So let's talk about GSoC. Like I am a part of GSoC as of now, not like with the previous year. So Google Summer of Code is a global program focused on bringing more student developers. Now it's changed. It's open to all. And GSoC is, or Google has it's a program by Google in order to support open source. So try not to be like a competition kind of thing, folks. So but focus on to learn through these communities. Even it can be possible you are not selected this year, maybe GSoC, but be in touch with community if you are get into that project, so that maybe afterward you can become a mentor over there. And again, it's not only about open source or getting pay from Google. The focus right now here is how you can upgrade your skills through these programs, or not through programs, so that this is the program or platform where you can connect with the people of that project that you are interested in. So it's not like that you have to be a part of GSoC or any other open source program. So let's talk about some GSoC something. So like basically what GSoC does, like after a selection, student, participant, or anyone who are selected for the program are paired with the mentors from participating organization. In my time, it's TensorFlow, and the participating organization able to identify and bring new developers, because the focus is here to try to bring out open source culture most on the every end when we're talking about computer science. And most importantly, more code is created and released for the use and benefit for all. That's the main focus behind it. That's why Google has open source most of their project. Cool. Now about program, you can go to the summer of code with with google.com, and you can see the about the go to the archive section. You can see the old projects what are there. Mostly it can see if there is a 3 to 4 times upcoming projects is there in the past, then it can be high chance of you can get into the like in the next cohort also, that is in this year maybe. So students have their opportunity of earning a stipend while working. Yeah, this is a secondary part, but that's not be a motivation, folks. So be focused on learning aspect. Keep an eye on the important phase, which are when organization announce, application phase, beginning, and obviously student project announcement. That's the main focus behind it. Now, after that, after you selecting, you have to join there maybe a communication channel. That can be their IRC, Slack, Discord, or maybe Gitter, any of them. So try to be active on try to be active on their server, because they want that particular people or that particular person who are really interested to project, because GSoC is not for those people who just want they just want to active in the GSoC period only. They want those people who are really interested to project, so that after the GSoC period over, they still contribute to it after the whole period. So that's the main focus behind it. And start contributing to the project. Try to, like, if you are seeing this stream, take a screenshot, tag me, tag what you learned through this. So again, learn in public is really important. And because open source is a way, because a competition is another thing, but when we say open source and GSoC or any program that is supporting open source, they are the main focuses on to how you can educate more people about open source, and just try to be as much as share insights about this session or any session that you're conducting. It's not like that you're seeing me only, that's why you are here. If you are anyone who want to get into open source, because how I started with open source, I started with the advocating, because I use TensorFlow in TensorFlow.js in my projects. So I start advocating that thing. And from advocacy also, because again, if you are advocating very much kind of thing in the community, many mentors or many moderator, they know you specifically, like this is the person who's advocating so much, even though you are not start contributing as such, but advocacy in a non-tech end is a contribution. Those who didn't know, writing documentation, advocate, or maybe right now we, DevRel is right now very top notch right now when we say product based companies or product based startups. So that's the role. Again, if you're not good with code for initial, or you didn't able to understand it, try to advocate that particular thing so that you can get another kind of sense kind of thing. Cool. Now let's more go to the more focus area. Now how you can your Slack or Discord channel of, that's the main thing that you start contributing, try to be active as much as you can. Just give me a moment for that. Cool. Sorry for that thing. Cool. So let's get started with the next one. Now try to focus more on, try to do active on more on thing. That means I want to say is like that. Just try to be active on Twitter and LinkedIn, because many people think Twitter is very trash kind of platform, but I can say Twitter is another level. Like when we say in terms of the opportunities that you got, like I many of the opportunity that got me maybe 3 to 4 opportunities through Twitter only. So try to go there and you can check it out and more on it. So let's go to the next one. Now Google season of docs, so it's for those who are really interested in technical writing. Again, it's a like a is an open source program by Google to support again open source through your maybe those who are contributing technical writing basically. Okay. So again, now the main thing is how what the whole structure is goes through. Even though I'm not a like a GSoC, but that what I got from my one of my friends is like that season of doc basically provide, as I already tell, so they give professional technical writers an opportunity to gain experience in open source, work closely with open source community, and solve real problem with high quality documentation. So when we say high quality documentation, that's mean is you have to prior knowledge of writing, technical writing experience or training. So what is mean? You can what you can do if you are very new to maybe technical writing, you are interested to it but you are new to it. So what you can do, write blogs about maybe open source communities, or you be a part of, suppose I'm taking example, I'm a part of layer 5 community, I recently joined, and just try to know the project, how the project works, and write a blog about it. So they are seeing people, those who are really interested in technical writing and they are interested in the project. So first of all, you have to prove them you are a good technical writer, and by writing blogs is the great way to it. And again, it's not only you have to be yeah, technical writing is important at the end of the day, but it's another end is also like how you are connected with the project and the community. You have to be active on those projects also. It's like a GSoC in terms of when we say community work and community collaboration. Cool. Let's jump right to the next one. So basically it's a like go to the developer.google.com season of docs, and basically you can go technical letter. Though actually you can go to the archive section and you can see the work of there, like how the whole Google season of docs is structured. If you want, you can ping me. I can also connect with many of the folks. I think so Ankita Tripathi is also I think so mentor over there. You can also connect with them and they can give another kind of insight, because she's a mentor again over there. But again, at the point of concern when we say about open source, it's at the end you have to be active on the maybe the server or the maybe the channel that they are using for right now, so that, and just share your work. At the end of the day if you are not sharing your work, you're keeping it private so that anyone can copy that my work and this and that can't be possible. Because if you will not share this thing, maybe they didn't know that this person have a great insight of writing the blogs. And also second point, when we say writing, what you can do, you can also write articles maybe on, or like kind of threads on the Twitter, or articles maybe on the LinkedIn. That's also crazy thing like many people are doing right now. They are selecting from that end also. So yeah, that's a main metric. And basically they gives the grant to the technical writing guide and you have a whole guide to it. So that's the main thing. Cool. Now I think so many people know it, but this is the also great opportunity for you all. MLS fellowship is again a remote internship, even though it is split into 2 to 3 part. That is, one is on the pre fellowship, you can say. Second one is open source. Third one is software engineering. And yeah, at the end of the day, the whole focus is like that 3 to 4 week. I think so pre-fellowship is on more on the you can say 1 month, but more on the other that is open source and software development are of 3 months of kind of a track. So it's like a there n number of mini hackathons is there in every week in MLS fellowship, and it's a great experience for those who be part of it. And you can explore so much through MLS fellowship. That's all. And I think that there is a two referring partners of it, like you have to be 2 rounds around it. First round will be your maybe behavioral round, and second round will be your technical interview round. And the main focus, you can go to the fellowship.mls.io, and you can see all the information regarding it. But in a very brief manner, I'm just giving you MLS done on the fall, summer, and spring kind of quarters, so you can see that. Now the important one, I think so, outreach internship is there. I think so it's open. Maybe this is the, I think so this is the last one. Maybe there it's open, so you can apply for it. It's the same. So outreach is a diversity initiative. Basically, it's for those who are, you can say, came into minority. It can be girls, or like there is a transgender, and basically for those people who are not have equal opportunities, equal opportunities, and they are very underrepresented group. They came into underrepresented. So you, if you think you are, and you think you, it's a great opportunity for you to get into open source. Again, the outreach goal is to increase the diversity in open source and in tech industry on a more general way, because it's because outreach expresses the invites anyone who face underrepresentation, systematic bias, or discrimination in technology. So that's the main thing. And like outreach is a great program, and I think so you got around 6,000 USD, I think so. And maybe for India, it can be vary from, like, it's country variation because it's due to the lifestyle kind of thing. So you go to the outreach.org, www.outreach.org, and you can see the whole internship. I think so. This one is going from May to August one. So maybe this is the last, or maybe this is the last one. So you have to check it on the website, and you can apply for the same, because it has also a 2 to 3 layer of rounds. So you can check that out. Cool. Now, LFX mentorship is more on the, like, it's also one of my favorite. I think so. It's this is the last month of LFX mentorship for the application. So it's a program, mentorship program designed to help developers with necessary skill. It's more on the, you can, the CNCF side, cloud native side, and but it's not only for cloud native. It's a n number of projects are there. You can say layer 5 community is also a part of there, and you can say open horizon, and n number of communities are there be a part of. And you can still apply as a mentee. You can get exploration through open, because it's another open source. It's, at the end of the day, it's a mentorship program for to get experience as an open source contributor, as a SEEK, and to get internship and job opportunity through these graduation. That's the main focus of Linux Foundation. And you can go to this website, lfx.linuxfoundation.org/tools/mentorship. And again, you have to be part of these organizations through your Slack, IRC, Discord, and try to communicate as much as can you with your mentors. That's the main focus area of it. Cool. And yeah, that's the main focus around it. So what are the other program? Summer of again, CS season of KDE, FOSS internships also there, Julia summer of code, summer of Haskell, and community bridge mentorship. Community bridge mentorship is from you can say Linux Foundation, CNCF. You can also be a, and student take part in open source competition like Boss, Hacktoberfest, Girl Script summer of code, and I think so. This is also when we say like Women of Code is summit is also one of them. So yeah, you can still do that stuff. Okay, so when we say participant responsibility, as a participant, if you if you selected for these program, what they want, submit high quality work in terms of your PR. As I already say, if you are submitting 100 PRs, that doesn't matter. If you are submitting 2 to 3 PRs and their quality, they have their quality work over there, that's sufficient. This not necessary you have to be submit 100 to 50 PRs kind of thing. No, if 3 to 4 PRs make the sense out of it with your high quality work, that's the only matter. Regular communicate with your work that you completed with those programs. You have to connect with your mentors every week. You have to tell them, like, this week I done this work, this week I have done this work, kind of thing. Reevaluate the work scope when significant ahead of or behind the expectation, because it can be also possible they want some expectation, like they want some target in this month or this week. So you have to tell them this is the thing I have planned, and I will submit this thing maybe by this date or by this time. Inform as early as possible when work capacity will reduce, for example due to family commitments. So let them already know, like, there is some issue with maybe family commitments or health or other work commitment kind of thing, and listen and respond to the feedback by what they give. That's the main important thing. Guide to a powerful application. So personal information, your name, display name of your choice, email address kind of thing, information, because it, when we say guide to the power application, that you have to submit some proposal kind of thing to them, like how you proceed the whole project and how you implement those whole project kind of thing. Cool. choose organization, get started on their project, suggest a project of your side. That's the main important thing that they want. Give details of the feature that you are proposing, again, that I already implemented, updated existing feature module or site, include some links or proposal updates on those proposals that you are submitting it, share some blogs link that you created for that particular project or that particular maybe idealist, you can say, to apply that stuff. Cool. So what is there in for you? A lot of experience working along with the prestigious open source organization, decent stipend. Again, you can got a great stipend. And when we talking about our country, it's a, like a great, huge stipend, you can say. Project completed by you during program duration can be added in your resume as well. Swags and recognition, and it's like a swags and recognition is like another part of it. But yeah, is the thing. Cool. So hope you find me. Hope you got this maybe session insightful, and more on it when we're talking about the. You can connect me, but at the end of the day, just I want to share with you all, folks. It's like that. Try to active in social media. In terms of social media, I mean to say Twitter and LinkedIn. If you got something through the session or any other session, try to advocate that thing, because the people who are active in open source as a moderator or as a maintainer, they see that this person is really active in this project, or they are really active in the open source. So try to do. It's not like that you are just you if you're making this private or kind of thing, you are just killing the open source soul, you basically, because at the end of the day, it's learn public kind of thing. The more you public your work, the more you get an opportunity through a number of organization. That's what I feel through my journey of like 1 to 2 year. Open source gives me a lot of things, not only in devrel side, but in a lot of scene. I also been a talk at open source summit Japan. That is like a very surreal moment for me, because only a professional can go, and I'm right now a student, and they like I selected for the open source summit Japan, and that's a really big thing, folks. So try to advocate as much as possible. And if you want to connect with me, my whole thing is on Carry Cool Dude. You can search me most on the every, you can find me Carry Cool Dude. So yeah, I hope so you got something through this session. And yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kartike. That was really informative. And what you told about Twitter, that how can we get opportunities from Twitter, that was really informative for us. Thank you, Kartike, for this. Now we have some questions from the listeners. What was your motivation for preparation of GSoC?
Acha, okay, so it's more on like a comedy kind of thing. I can't think of going in a more like preparation kind of thing. I just applied because I'm contributing to since 9 months, I guess, in TF just before GSoC. So I just applied it in a normal proposal kind of end, and I also been talking with the mentors over there because I connected with the community for a longer time. So I just talking with the mentors over there, and they just it just like I know I can select, but it's not a kind of surreal moment when I got into like I selected for GSoC. So I will say again, try to active on the servers that they are using for the communication, so that it make them easy for them to know you, so that they can get into like this person is very serious for this project, and you can easily get into like I just tell me like I talk with my mentors, and they say like we got about 19 proposal, and for TFJS specifically the project that I'm working with, and there are totally three places. But again, my proposal is better, and I am very active in community. They rejected others, and two places are also left for the same. So that's the point behind it. At the end of the day, you have to be active, and it's not like that you can create any proposal and you just submit it and you get into open source and you get into GSoC or any other they want to be, you have to be active in community, and they want you have done some contributions before getting into their organization. So yeah.
Oh, hi Kartikey. Actually, one of our anchor is facing some internet issue. I hope I am audible to you, Kartikey.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no issue.
Fine, fine. Thank you. Actually, he has told us that he's facing some issue. No worries. So we have some questions from the participants as well. Would you like to take it? So first question coming up:
Sure.
Can open source software be used for the commercial purpose?
Obviously, yes. Many people, like many, if you say, I will say example, AppRide is one of the example, is an open source organization. It is like most of the people use there. Also I think so there are many, it's not only you can say so like there, I just taking an example like Kubernetes is an open source organization. Like most, like I think so 99% of the maybe in the industry use Kubernetes. So it's not like that, yeah, for commercial use, yeah, obviously, because at the end of the day it's open source, everything is open source, but again you can use it in terms of business end also. So that's the main thing, how you can generate your revenue. Even though it's open source, you can still use for the commercial purposes too. So yeah.
Okay, so I would like to know that what do you think that important to become a part of an open source community in today's day?
So, according to me, it's really important to be a part of any community. It's not only open source, like any community, you should join minimum one community. While I said, I will say, try to join as much as community, because you get n number of opportunities through different server or communities. So it's really important because you can get so n number of opportunities. It's not only about resources, or like you also get a connection with different folks who are those who are doing great in their in their area. It can be people who are good with community management. It's not only about coding, folks. In open source, it's not about coding, it's about collaborating with other people. It's a like, when you get into open source community, it's just like that, you're working with the team. When you get into any professional area or maybe a professional organization, how to deal with the team, how to handle the team, the team leadership kind of aspect is going into. So yeah, that's what I say.
Great. And actually, you have been also been a GSoC member. So can you just give a participant a small roadmap that which roadmap do they pick to become a GSoC qualification? Like they should also clarify this GSoC.
Sure. So, more on me, as I already stated, try to active in the community. The moderator, the mentors will see you that you are active in community. It can be through, you can advocate the project, you can advocate the community by starting. Then after that, try to use that project in your, maybe in your projects. Like it can, like I am just taking my example. TFJS is a open source project, so I use TFJS in my projects also for machine learning. So you can use that. And after understanding the small workflow, how tfjs work, try to start contributing to it by talking with the mentors on the in the community. I'm like, just write a mail, or maybe write a drop a message to the server, like I'm a new to the space in open, so I wanted to contribute to it, but there is no beginner friendly issue, so can anyone help me out? So again, mentors and moderators are there for you to help you out. Maybe they can create some maybe issues for you to get into the project, that can also possible. So yeah.
Great. So Rachita is back with us. Would you like to have some Q&A with Karthik again?
So, Kartikeya, what do you think that what lies in the future of open source?
There's a great potential, I say, for the open source one. If I should take an example like AppRite, maybe when we say Kubernetes also, like when we talking, I already stated in the previous one, Kubernetes is an open source organization, but I think so 99% of companies are using Kubernetes in their maybe web thing, because they want to work on their DevOps kind of thing. So I think so open source is a great future, because what people think, like open source is a free and cost free, so what we will get benefit out of it kind of thing. But maybe open source can give an enhanced kind of thing, like what people didn't think of, you can use it in a commercial way also. If your project is open source, your community is public, and people are really interested to contribute in those projects. Like when I'm taking example like in GitHub extension also, there's a many, like there's a I think so everyone know that startup cred, and cred is also supporting open source in their projects. So again, it's not only the you can say benefit of the students or the participating, those who are participating in those organizations, but the cred has also got so many new people who are wanted to contribute in their projects or in their system. So that will they, it's not only for the you can say students or the participants, it's also for those people who are working those projects or moderators specifically. So they have a great business aspect regarding open source. So yeah, I will just tell that. Yeah.
Can open source program become an alternative to internships?
Okay, so yeah, I can say, but it's not an internship for, because because it's, you can say partial, you can say, because again, those who didn't getting any internship, you can do open source for, because it's not like, because also I saw many people who are doing internship for free. That doesn't matter, I think so. Like you have to be paid if you're doing internship, but in open source it's nothing. Like if you're contributing to any project, your work should be publicly available. That is when we say proof of work. But when you're doing internship, even though you're doing free of cost for that particular startup or company, again, your work is private. You can't able to share your work with anyone others. That's what the main criteria with if you're contributing to open source versus the, you can say, internship. When you say internship, again, they can give a certificate kind of thing, but there is no upskill in their your skills, I guess. So maybe you can say it's a like alternative, but for me open source is far better than maybe getting into internship. In when we say in a terms of startup, I am saying very in a journal, and because people take it like Kartikey is saying, like it's an alternative to internships kind of thing. So get into anywhere and get in. No, it's not like that, because if you are not getting into maybe Google, Microsoft, or GitHub type of companies to get into internship, it's okay. You can go in the startup, but there is a like for everything there is a criteria. It's not like that. For like internship, you have to work with 3 months kind of thing. For those for a longer time. But when we say open source is on to you. You can still contribute one contribution. You can still contribute 500 contributions. It totally depends on you. So it just open source for the learning. You start connected with the community and work on it. So that's the main focus behind it. Yeah.
Okay, so how much time contribution is required for preparation of programs like GSoC?
Frankly, I'm speaking, like I saw many people who just start contributing to last 2 3 months and they get into it. But again, they have a kind of a knowledge behind their tech stack. That's the main thing. I start contributing, I think so last 2 to 3 months. But before that, I'm also connected with community. Like past 9 to 10 months, I've connected and I try to advocate through sessions. If you know if you know me more on that end, because I given every TFJS session in India and in every TFUG, TensorFlow user group. So I am the one you will see everywhere if I'm advocating TFJS. So that's the thing. You have to be active. Like I'm not saying like you have to be part of 9 to 10 months, but try to active in those community, because mentors and moderators want like they want good people. So good people, what I mean to say is here, like they are really passionate about the project and the organization, nothing else. So just show that how you passionate you are to work with them and with the organization. That's the main thing behind it. Yeah.
So, how do you manage your academics and development parallelly?
Maybe that's a tricky question. Maybe I can't. Maybe I do academic. Yeah, it's requirement. But what when we say, I think so. Those I think so. My college like morning 10 a.m. to evening 4:35 p.m. And after that, what I will do, like after taking a break, and from 7 to 9 is my open source work. Like just I'm just saying what are the issues creating, or if I can help anyone in the open source organization that I'm a part of. And 9 to 12, it's like a for the college one. Maybe it's like writing assignments kind of stuff. Maybe sometime it can also possible examination is there. So maybe I left some tasks for some time open source, but then I again back to the open source and start contributing to it. And yeah, that's the same reason behind. You can still do that, but many of the folks what they do, and I'm preferring that also. Maybe this is a controversial statement that I will putting out here. If your college saying come here to write exams and you get into Google and Microsoft, then go for it. Like go for it. Like if they are saying like you can get a great kind of training, because open source gives you that. Those who didn't know, so as a saw computer science or IT graduate, you have a great potential. You just need an internet and laptop, and you can do a lot of training in industry when I'm comparing with other branches like mechanical, civil. So it's a power to you, and it's on to you how you use it. So again, it can be possible if the laptop is aware, if like maybe accessible to your college, like you can carry your laptop. So what you will do, just in lunch, go open laptop and start contributing to it. If you are really active in those communities, you can do that. Again, you can do training on the spot. It's not like that for the civil and mechanical engineer, that you have to go to the maybe maybe plants kind of thing, and you have to do a training kind of thing. So open source gives you that opportunity, I guess. So again, it's on to you, even though I shifted the question. But the main thing is how you are managing your time. it can be possible you can wake up maybe 6 a.m. morning, do some stuff, maybe DSA kind of stuff, or maybe open source in the morning, then attend the whole college stuff, then after the college you can again work with those projects. You can do that. Yeah.
But our education system says that yeah, degree is mandatory for us, or where we go to apply, they ask us the degree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on on a frank note, I am saying I didn't apply for my on-campus placement, and due to open source I got opportunity, so I didn't able to do that. So it's not like I'm flexing kind of thing. Yeah, Karthik, you're doing so much flex, like that's why you are not. No, it's not like that. But at the end of the day, I came from a three tier town and 3 tier college, and they have a not a like, if you're good with like getting 3 lakh per annum, it's for good for you. But for me, I really worked hard for the maybe projects and contributing to those projects and building communities. So it's not good for me. That's why I'm not able to. And I don't think so, like even college is not required for even though it's a big statement, college is never required. You have YouTube, you have communities, be connected with them. You can still earn a lot through that. And I saw many people who are doing that from the college, like from second third year, they're doing open source, they're getting so many opportunity through that only, and they're doing good. And it's not like that they graduated from that college. No, a college doesn't matter. On a serious note, it's not like that I'm like a billionaire kind of thing, I drop out from college and saying the same shit kind of thing. But the main focus behind it, college, right now college for computer science, I can say college is not required, no degree is required for you. When we say I am working with some US based startups or companies, they didn't see like I am a student or I am a working professional or I am from which college. No, they didn't see me. They just apply, they just approach me because my work is available to everyone. Like they can see my work publicly because everything is on public, like GitHub, on my social media handles kind of thing. So yeah, that's the main thing.
So, Karthike, according to you, is remote work the future of modern workplace?
Yeah, I can guess because I like in the future, because those who didn't know, I also need internet turing, those who working on a remote based area, because they are the middleman of connecting US based client to you. It's just like that. So I working as a community as a development intern over there. So I pretty much know how the turing is working, and they are more working on the metaverse kind of thing, because right now the future is metaverse, and maybe in 10-20 years that we can see you are wearing VR and you are working with the people beside you, even though they are from maybe I'm just taking an example, maybe I am in from India, there's someone from China, there's some another from USA, and you are still on the VR, you're working with them. And it's just like that only. So maybe remote is the future, I can say. And from remote also, I saw many people, like I'm just taking an example, there's a one of my friend who is an SD in open source community. And in his college no one getting about around 8 to 10, but he is just doing an SD kind of role, and he's getting 30 lakh from a remote work. He's doing remote work, nothing else. So remote work gives you a lot of opportunity. You can create another kind of network of maybe people, maybe because US based startup are more focusing on remote right now. And even though right now India is also starting on the remote side, so maybe there's a great opportunity. It's not only, it's your and to whom you choose. You are choosing Indian startup or you are choosing US based startup. Because for US, if I getting about maybe 50K as an intern, it's very small for them, really 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 small for them. But for when we're talking about India, same will drop to maybe 8 to 10K. So that's a kind of a drop of 5 times, you can say. So that's again, the remote can connect with you, US based startup, Europe based startup, who can fund you pretty much well on that end. So remote is the future again. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Karthike, for taking our queries. Thank you for this session and joining us.
Thanks for inviting me, and you all doing a great job in terms of program, this kind of program, and this giving more motive to maybe work for my community on this area. So thanks you all. It's a great initiative, and I hope so I got some added value to the people who are listening to me. So yeah,